Y'all, grab yourself some tea because we're gonna get cozy and talk about journaling. Yay! I actually journal both ways, analog, old school, write it out. The other type of journaling that I do is actually digital. I have a Notion page that I just sometimes go into and like type up stuff that kind of like comes to me throughout the day and whatnot. If I were to ask myself which one do I prefer, digital versus writing, analog, or also perhaps doing it consistently at the beginning of the day versus like randomly throughout the day or like whenever I feel like it, I would say both. I kind of don't have a super strong preference, I guess. I think both of them have a lot of value and I would like to continue doing both of them because I find different qualities nice from both sides. For example, like my digital writing, sometimes I'll like go back through the month and kind of look over what I wrote about during every day because I think it's kind of cool to see what I was like thinking about or what was taking up space in my life at certain points in time. So I also use it when I do my monthly reviews to kind of get a bigger picture of things, and I use like my digital one more so for like planning as well. Sometimes I'll like write like ideas that come up, or if I have like a certain type of thing that I get inspired by, I will like jot stuff down. Like I'll wake up and I'll like write about my dreams, or I'll write about like what happened yesterday or what I look forward to doing today. And sometimes that helps me figure out, you know, what I have to do that day, sort out my priorities and stuff. So then after I kind of finish that, I sort of like have it like settled in my brain. Whatever I was going through that doesn't really like amount to much or whatever, that are like thoughts that are just banging around, I can write them out and then they're there. On the other hand, I can write down things that I'm thinking about and that I can kind of like visualize more clearly that, oh, this is something that I actually like want to do more about. And so then those types of things I will like schedule into my day or like kind of bring with me in the day. But the other things I can just leave it in the pages. Yeah. It's a nice exercise in kind of like letting those things go. So this little tidbit is just stuff about journaling in general that I find nice and kind of like reasons why I do it. I would say first and foremost, I kind of use it as a little emotional regulation for myself if I have big feelings or if something happens in my day that maybe is inspiring, if it's an idea or if it's a conflict that I have going on. Writing is like my first go-to thing to sort myself out, because I just feel like when you write stuff out, I feel like it automatically kind of like edits things down so that it's easier to focus on like what's actually the matter, if something is wrong or having some kind of issue or some kind of like emotion that like comes up. I feel like writing it out, you're able to figure the source of it a little bit better. And sometimes it directs me personally to take actions on plans as well. It's like the first thing that manifests itself, I guess. That thing that you write down has the potential now, since it's been written down and it's in the world, to become like a thing that happens. And stuff like that, just like really tapping into my creativity and my creative expression. Kind of general things, but still like things that are like important to me that I want to like keep up with the consistency. So boop, 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 boop. Yeah. I am personally working a little bit on being more independent and also being more decisive about things. In this journey of doing that, I feel like it's really helpful to come to journaling as a first line of defense, kind of, because I feel like it's really nice to come first to myself in order to work on those things, to be more decisive and to be like a little bit more independent, so that I can regulate on my own and kind of not have to rely on or depend on other people or outside sources and stuff to bring me that peace or that comfort. Not that I bottle everything up and I don't talk about my feelings with anybody or anything. That is completely not the case, for sure. There's no shortage of that. You know, I think it's important, if you have that or if you don't have that, to be able to kind of self-regulate. And so I use this as a practice for that. I think it's nice to come into my own thoughts and be able to do inner work independently and kind of like without outside influence, so that I'm really clear on what it is that my thoughts are, my choices are, my decisions are, versus maybe if I would go to another source first or another person for advice first and then kind of like be swayed. So yeah, I think it's really nice to be able to have those moments of clarity for and with myself through journaling and writing and all that good stuff. So this is a little bit of a tangent, but that's actually like another subject that I had kind of like dropped in, and I'm feeling a bit inspired by that. Something that I journaled about, actually. Just like, that's the theme, you guys. Showing up. Just showing up for yourself and authentically as yourself. If you have things that you freaking like want to do, and you have goals and ambitions, even if it's the simplest thing or if it's like the craziest thing in the world, just like showing up every day as yourself, the best that you can do, that's what you need to do. Also, for me, I feel like the first quarter of my year had a lot to do with like planning and plotting and like figuring out what I wanted. And so this second quarter is going to be really awesome, I think. I feel it. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on, is showing up and also like taking action on those things that I kind of set up for myself that I wanted to do. Now that I know that what I want, now I can go and freaking do it. So here we go, you guys. Just do it. Nike, bro. Like, come on now. Anyway, not sponsored. I think that's it for now, y'all. So I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.